My name's Deborah Reynolds. I live at 1025 South Logan. I've been a professional bookkeeper for over 40 years, and I'm the finance manager of the Moscow Food Co-op. So as you might imagine, my days are filled with detail. But I find I'm very drawn to thinking about things in a wide view. And sometimes I think that it's worthwhile to abandon details and look at the broader view of the world. So I hope you don't mind if I share some ideas I've been having. They're thoughts, beliefs, imaginings, and maybe even dreams that I've been struggling to articulate even to myself for about the past 2 weeks. We live in a world that is so full of hate and ugliness, cruelty and destruction, it can sometimes seem nearly impossible to see and appreciate the love, the beauty, the kindness, and the creative energies that are equally present, and that are compelling evidence for believing we are capable of turning those unsavory, despicable elements upside down. So I look at this sweet little city we call home, and at first glance, it might seem not to be so unique. But Moscow has something that entices people back even when they believe they have moved on. It isn't a lake or a river or a spectacular mountain range. It isn't sophistication or elegance. It isn't a quote-unquote high standard of living that comes from very high-paying jobs, because really whatever your profession, you could likely earn a higher income elsewhere. I believe the magnet that is pulling people back and keeping people here is really the people themselves. Moscow's all about sincere smiles. It's about people caring enough to volunteer their time and their energy. It's about efforts to understand one another and value everyone's uniqueness. It's about treasuring the physical beauty of the Palouse. It's about trust and safety and not really being like what's out there somewhere else. The world's really crying out for compassion instead of contempt, and for understanding, not divisiveness, for embracing our differences and not dismissing one another as being less than. It's about welcoming and not fear. And I think this is where Moscow shines. Because for every instance of cruelty and unkindness and contempt, there are countless more offerings of the better sides of our nature. We tip the scales far to the finer side of being human. But what we have here is fragile, and it requires care and dedication. For the past 8 years, I think we've been very fortunate to have Nancy Cheney as our mayor. She's been all about seeking the finest in our community. There are good works underway, and they're all about valuing humanity more than valuing just the dollar. Because any value of the dollar has got to be good for doing good works, and not for just itself. I think we can continue all these good works and many more besides by our determination to just do whatever it takes to do right by one another and what is right for this precious planet. I think Moscow's better than a minimum wage job, better than urban sprawl, better than faceless corporate powers, because it's like the song says, we're only dancing on this earth for a short while. And in 100 years, even in 50 years, will any single one of us be truly remembered? And if we are, what will we be remembered for? For spirit-lifting courage or for unspeakable cruelty? For generosity or for greed? What really counts in the long run? What will each one of us leave behind? That matters to me. Does it matter to you? So I guess what I'm really trying to say to the new mayor and the new council, and indeed to myself and all of us who live here, is this: that we can reach beyond whatever limits each one of us. We can grasp every single day for the finest parts of our being. We can hope and pray for the courage to rise above our fears, and we can look for the preciousness in each one. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Debbie. That was beautiful. Thank you.